Hello and welcome back to my Second Chance to Live YouTube channel. I'm happy to have you here. In today's article or video presentation, I'm going to be sharing the final three parts of an article series that I wrote several years ago: Relationships, Conflict, and Peace. As you listen to this article and questions come to mind, please send those questions to me. All questions are good questions. Here's the article. Relationships, Conflict, and Peace, Part 3. I discovered that I needed to be authentic in my relationship with myself. I discovered that I needed to be myself. I began to realize that I could no longer base my self-worth or my self-esteem on my ability or inability to fix situations or people. I began to realize that I could no longer base my sense of well-being and security on the validation or approval from other people. I began to realize that I needed to be responsible for my own happiness and well-being and validation. With my awareness, I was able to begin taking back my power that I had so readily given to other people in my attempts to be at peace in my relationships. Through my recovery process, I began to realize that many of the reactions that I was having to present day events, people, and situations were directly connected to events, people, and situations from my past. In the process, I discovered that my unfinished business from past conflicts were triggering conflicts in my present. I discovered that many of my present day conflicts had roots in my past conflicts. I found that because I had not made peace with my past, I was in effect recycling feelings of anger, disappointment, and resentment from past events, people, and situations onto my present relationships. I'll read part 4. I discovered that many of my relationships in my present mirrored relationships from my past. My reactions were the same. The only thing that had changed, were the people, time, and location. I also discovered that in many instances I was reliving the conflicts that I had in my past relationships with my present relationships. I discovered that I could not hope to have peace in my present relationships if I did not do the work to make peace with my past relationships. As I looked closer at the conflicts in my relationships, I discovered a common thread. Many of the conflicts that I had experienced with people in my present had direct connections or roots to the conflicts that I had as a child, an adolescent, a teenager, and as a young adult. What became clear to me through my recovery process was that I had been attempting to repair my past conflicts through my present relationships or present day conflicts in my relationships through my current relation, or I should say, let me repeat. What became clear to me through my recovery process was that I had been attempting to repair my past conflicts through present conflicts in my past relationships through my current relationships. With my awarenesses, I discovered that I desperately needed to examine why I felt the need to fix people and situations. I desperately needed to examine why I felt compelled to react to people, places, and things in my present as though my life was under the threat of annihilation. And part 5 of the presentation article. In the process, I realized that I needed to address why I reacted to my present. I needed to examine what led to the conflicts in my past to have peace in my present. Through my process, I began to realize that I needed to address the original or underlying reasons that created or led to the conflicts that I was having in my present relationships. I realized that I could no longer blame anyone for the conflicts in my relationships. I realized that I needed to make peace with myself and my past. In my awareness, I discovered that I could no longer look to blame anyone for the conflicts that I encountered in my relationships. Consequently, I realized that I could no longer keep doing what I'd always did and expect to get different results. With my awareness, I realized that I needed to change. With my awareness, I realized that I needed to be honest with myself. With my awareness, I realized that I needed to be willing. At the conclusion of this article, I have a link to an article series that I wrote several years ago that has helped me to work through the past conflicts that I had with people to make peace with my past. And the article series, and there's a link here, is Traumatic Brain Injury, What Empowers Me to Go and Make It a Good Day on the Road to Healing. This is the end of the video presentation of this article. Again, I want to thank you for being here. You're an important part of my process, and I always enjoy our times together. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself, a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to you and to me in time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. So long now.